All right, so it's actually, if I remember right, you guys decided to head out of town straight away. It was nighttime, right?
Yes, we got out of there.
Yep, you left the mayor, old Boraford Gullum, and he was pretty much insisting that you get out of town straight away, and I think you guys were all more than happy to do that.
Yeah.
So you're heading out of town. All right, so pretty much the main road kind of heads up north. Does anybody recall how far you were told the next, or the place that he was heading to? Did anyone kind of remember how far away they said that was? How long it would take to get there?
A couple days. Was it 3 days?
Oh, it was way more than that.
Was it
3
more?
weeks, man.
3 weeks? I got the 3 right.
Yeah,
Got the 3, yeah.
that's it. Yes, so to Gartland, which is about 3 weeks. Exactly right.
Okay.
So
we fast forward 3 weeks and...
So, obviously you have a very long journey ahead of you. I don't know how well off you guys are for any kind of supplies, because, again, nobody really took the time to stock up or wait for the next day. So, there is a main road that you can follow. For the most part, at least for the first few days, everything is kind of open plains and rolling hills. So, there's not a whole bunch of cover. But fortunately, the weather is pretty fair, to be fair. What's your kind of travel plans? How do you guys want to do this? Are you going to be like, frog marching all day, sleeping and resting at night, or laying low at night, trying to travel?
Well, she did frog march us for a lot of the journey, so I'm curious what Britannica's going to force us to do.
That's my plan, is let's get moving. We did what you guys wanted. We solved the case. Let's giddy on up. Turn into a horse if you have to, but you're going.
Spirits.
We can do the horse plan again.
Yeah, let's do the horse plan.
I cast Longstride on myself, transform into a medium horse, carry Cyrano. Stilo carries the other 2 ladies. We go at the same pace, as 7 to 12 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
I
guess I'll let you sleep, I suppose.
Good.
Yes, please let me sleep, because I'm freaking exhausting myself for you.
I mean, for Cyrano, not for me, but...
So, each day, you're going to pretty much do the whole... So, what's the duration on your ability to do that, Shaggit?
7 hours for the wild shape, 7 hours for the long strider.
So, basically, you got 7 hours, and then Stilo... how long is Stilo in action for?
All day, baby.
Alright, and y'all can
So
go...
I can double up my wild shape twice, cast long strider twice. As long as I get rest. So if I don't get rest, we ain't doing this.
That's the problem. If you're gonna like book it at that sort of length and speed, carrying another full person for 7 solid hours, there's definitely gonna need to be rest involved.
I guess we'll break for brunch or whatever.
All right. Okay. And what do you guys want to do for supplies? 3-week journey and little to nothing in the backpacks.
Does Paladin... Jane, do you have create food and water by any chance? I know it's a Paladin spell.
Yeah, I can create water, so I can prepare that.
You create water.
Okay, so water's good. Okay. I think... I was gonna say I'm gonna hunt.
I was going to demand that Cyrano and Alekma hunt.
Demand? What are you gonna do?
Whoa.
I'm watching guard.
So
I can watch guard.
No, you can't all night.
I have a better eye.
First shift.
I have a better watching eye than you do.
Do you see in the dark, sir?
I can see better in the day.
In the dark is when you're sleeping. Would you like to be watched correctly or incorrectly?
I can sleep whenever I want.
Okay, go to bed then.
All right. Okay, great.
We'll see you in 3 weeks.
Good night.
Britannica, you want me to transform into a horse, carry Cyrano across these streets and these roads, And then you want me to go hunt for you.
I want you to transform in a horse. I don't care if you carry Cyrano, but I would like you to hunt.
And you
Or at
want
least
me?
Can you whisper to the bunnies to just come over to the fire and be eaten? Can you do that? Is that a thing you
I don't think spells work that way. Hey, animals, come here. We're friends. Then I kill you. No,
Yeah, that seems like a very efficient way to use that spell.
No, I actually like animals. I mean,
And you want me
manipulate them like that.
to ride on horseback for hours, to mastermind the whole plan of what's going to happen, to sharpen my skills, to keep watch with my eye, my day eye, and then come back and hunt.
I didn't want you to do any of those things. I just want you to hunt.
I can hunt.
Okay, well then there you go. Get.
I'm gonna just set up some snares. I'm just doing traps and snares essentially.
Okay, so you guys are going to travel for 7 hours, solid. Then you're going to kind of take a break, set up some snares, do all that sort of stuff, rest, and then travel on again for...
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Maybe not. Maybe we'll alternate the days so we don't travel for 14 hours a day. So it's a lighter day so I can fucking rest. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing.
Okay.
It's 3 weeks, guys. Come on.
I'm fine with that.
I don't want to
As we keep
hollow
moving.
ass all the time.
We're not stopping at any farms.
Yeah, because I mean, it
doesn't
doesn't stop him from getting fatigued or tired. So
I will let them rest. We will.
And I have good berry. I'll cast that every once in a while if the hunt is bad.
Right. There you go.
So you can eat those
y'all can
damn
at
things.
least nom.
Sick of berries by now.
Well, these are big ass berries, all right?
Right.
Eat them.
They're delicious.
What is Jane creating with her
Just
food and
water.
With my
Just
water.
water.
I'll create crystal clear water.
You're not gonna. Can you make bread or sparkling water at least?
I can take the water and mix it with flour and salt and bake it.
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
that's
That's not what I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna put flowers in the water.
what I thought too. I was like, oh, that kind of sounds nice.
No,
Yeah, a
just
little
See if I
floral.
can make bread. That's all I can do for you is bake bread. If you give me the ingredients.
that's our plan,
Flour.
Gor. That's what we're doing. We're done.
Do you have to cook
We're
this
good.
bread? And
Jesus Christ.
Is there
I gotta
a
let it prove.
bread oven?
yeah, you got a portable oven.
Yeah, I'll stone shape a fucking oven. We'll do that.
Just take your armor and
Crazy
set it
with
out in the
those spells.
sun. What if you take your armor and set it out in the sun, and then we put a
Fry
fire
eggs
next
on
to
it.
That science experiment. You take the box, aluminum
Gotta
foil,
love
and
it.
try to cook
See?
the hot dog inside
Right.
in the sun.
We've got some plans.
There you
Yes.
go. Alrighty. Okay, so on this journey, seeing it is a main road, you are going to encounter various different people traveling up and down the road. Thoughts on that? Are you going to try to steer clear of any random travelers, or are you wanting to stop and ask questions, talk to any of them?
I don't want to look suspicious, so I just pass them by normally, if that sounds good.
Friendly but normal.
Okay.
What?
For some reason, that sounds more suspicious to me.
Oh,
We're just gonna walk right by them. Woo, you know. Okay, sorry. I'm
why
sorry.
are you doing
All right.
that when you walk?
I feel like Annie would say hi to all of them.
I'm
Be like,
horse. I
hello,
got my
how's your
little
day?
legs. It's my horse legs, you know.
Your horse legs.
Alrighty.
Yeah, Cyrano would say hi.
Yeah.
All right, but you're not specifically trying to like spend a bunch of time with anybody or engage in conversations. You're really just booking it. Oh,
We don't want Brett to get mad
I'm
at
gonna
us.
go ahead and throw a dice here. All right.
Do
Well,
it.
so you have been traveling close to about 7 hours on the first day. So literally, as you're coming to the end of your first trip, coming down the road, you will notice, and again, it's all flat, very open, so you can see things coming from a good distance. You can see what appears to be a small caravan of wagons and carts, probably close to about a dozen of them. Riding alongside on either side, there appears to be men on large horses wearing chainmail. Some of them have got shields strapped to their shoulders. So the caravan itself looks like it's fairly well protected. You'll see it kind of initially, as I said, in the shimmering sunlight on the road. You'll kind of see the haze of it, and slowly you'll start to see it get closer and closer, see it for what it really is. But it's, once it gets considerably closer to you, you realize the depth of the caravan, as you can see numerous carts and wagons extending off into the distance behind the lead cart.
Is there any of the caravan carriages that look more fancy than the others?
No, to be honest, most of them are either fairly plain covered wagons or heavily loaded and laden carts.
Okay.
It looks like a entire merchant's caravan is traveling south. Obviously, they've sprung for a fair amount of protection. And as I said, whether these are city, people from the city that they came from, or a mercenary companion or company that they have acquired to transport them. But once they see you guys, the caravan kind of comes to a grinding halt. One of the mercenaries kind of goes up next to the lead. It's still a good distance away, so probably not really something you can hear from here. But you see him kind of lean over on his horse, has a discussion with whoever's leading the team of horses there, and then nods. You see him kind of wave his hand in the air to get the attention of another mercenary, and then two of the horses break off the caravan and start trotting up the road towards you guys. Considering that realistically it's, you're both two horses with a rider, so...
I'm really quickly say, why don't we say if they ask what we're doing? Just,
Say we're traveling. That's just like they are.
Okay.
We're heading north.
Got it.
Nothing to worry about. Just ease their fears and we'll be off. Maybe they want to barter a little bit on the road.
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah, so he pretty much says to you, you're going to have to talk to one of the actual merchants if you're interested in any of that.
Hey, well, is anyone actually interested in trading? I was just mostly curious.
Maybe we could buy a little bit of food just to make our lives easier, right?
Oh, that would be awesome.
They have anything?
Sure. We'll get out of your way. We'll go off the road here, and then we'll see who we can talk to over there. Do you want to come with us? What's your name? Sir?
Oh, you're talking to him? Sorry, I was checking on the stream strength. I thought you were talking about yourselves. No, he looks at you and he says, well, of course I'll come with you, but I'm not much for sharing names with strangers on the road.
Ooh, let's share travel names. I'll be Dolly.
Okay, Bertram then.
To meet you, Bertram.
Yes, right. Well, do you want to talk to these merchants, or?
Sure. See what they have for sale.
Absolutely. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okie dokie. Right, so yeah, he'll lead you back up to the lead caravan. And once you get up there, this fairly well fitted, dressed merchant. He's not wearing fancy clothes. They're kind of plain travel clothes, but they all fit very well. They're clearly fairly new, and they're quite clean and crisp. He kind of looks a little concerned as you ride up, but the mercenary guy kind of just raises his hand and gives him a nod. And he kind of settles back down and he says, can I help you at all?
Right, me and my friends here are just wondering if you have any food for sale or trade.
Well, I myself do not. I am mostly taking various different woodcrafts. We are en route for Riverbreed. But if you will go 3 wagons back and ask for Hansel Wainwright, he I believe he may have some salted pork and various other possible foodstuffs that you might be able to persuade him to sell some of.
Thank you.
Okay. Have fun in Riverbreed. It's
Safe.
safe.
Nice and safe. The safest town you've ever.
Well, he kind of looks at you a bit
around.
weird when you say that, and he says, why would you say it like that? Why specifically would you refer to it as safe? I mean, it's always been safe. It has a very efficient militia, does Riverbreed. That hasn't changed, has it?
Yes,
It has.
No, Annie.
Well, it's not a secret. They're gonna find out when they get there.
Secret? What secret?
Well,
No,
there
I'm saying
was
it's not a secret. Go ahead, Cyrano.
I was gonna say there was a run of just your run-of-the-mill beheadings, but we've taken care of that.
When you say that, you see like the mercenary on the horse kind of shrug his shoulders and kind of like sit up straight, like suddenly he thinks, oh, I better, I'm going to be in business here.
Yes, very good. I must be ready on your toes at all times.
And he kind of looks and goes, I wouldn't worry. He says, me and my men are more than capable of handling a few random would-be murderers.
Okay.
Well, you don't have to worry about it. They're all.
We've taken care of the problem. That's right.
We personally saw to freeing the town of crime. You're welcome.
I see.
Well, maybe of crime is a lot. That's
You're welcome.
too big of an ask. But of the murders, we fixed it. Yes.
Well, so it is safe then.
Absolutely.
Safer than it was
Oh, I
previously.
Well, I must say you're not filling me full of confidence, but
I know.
we have little to fear. We have a good dozen or so well-armed and trained mercenaries along for the ride. So fear not. We shall persist on to Riverbreed. But as I say, if you talk to Hansel back there, if you're interested in any travel foods or whatever, perhaps he can assist you.
It's at this point I just like bounce to make Cyrano a little uncomfortable to show that I'm not happy with him.
Yeah, whoa there, boy.
The horse is hungry. We should move on.
Whoa there, boy.
Well,
Yes, you have any whole apples or carrots?
again,
Hey?
mostly
Hey?
woodcrafts for myself, but
Hey. Never mind.
Do you have any rotten tomatoes I could feed my horse? He loves rotten tomatoes.
Slimy lettuce.
Slimy lettuce.
again,
Any other produce you'd throw at someone in a stockade? Anything along
We
those
will
lines would
go
be
to
fine.
He's not
Oh.
listening to you. Cyrano.
Thank you, Hansel. Thank you so much, kind sir. We hope you have a fun time in Riverbreed now that it's a safe place for everyone.
well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And he kind of like looks at you a little bit sideways as you ride by him down to the next wagons. Okay, yep. The next one behind him is kind of like it's a covered wagon, so you can't really see what's in it. The one behind that is a large cart full of wooden crates, and in some of the crates you can notice sprigs of straw and hay kind of poking out the side, where the lids have just kind of like, obviously it's been put in there. Whatever's inside has been packed to keep it fairly secure and safe. As you approach, one of the mercenaries kind of rides down with you, one of the 2 lead mercenaries, and says that, that he has spoken to the mercenary caravan leader, and that mentioned that they had told him that he may be willing to part with some supplies to these strangers. And he says, and this one here is Dolly. She seems to be the most approachable.
So
So-
nice.
This particular fellow, he's unlike the first guy. He is a lot more rough and rugged. He's kind of, his clothes are a little slow, kind of slouchy, a little bit dirty. He hasn't shaved in a good number of days by the looks of it. And he kind of looks at you. Sitting next to him is a fairly cumbersome-looking woman. He smiles with a bit of a toothy grin, like he's got 2 teeth missing on the left-hand side. He says, "Well, I do indeed have a rather ample selection of fine foods, and wines and meads as well, if you're interested. I'm always willing to barter on the side of the road, as I have found that selling individually to random travelers in need generally does tend to yield a slightly larger profit margin than selling in bulk to merchants in a town. So what can I get? What are you interested in?"
Well, we do like to let our horses here sample the food to make sure it's good.
Well, if you can give me an indication. I mean, for horses, I do have some very fresh vegetables. We have a couple of good crates of those I could be willing to part with for the right price. Don't have any hay or anything like that. For yourselves, we have several cases of best salted pork. We've got some nice cured lamb, dried, of course.
Gore, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
You said this was nearing 7 hours that this encounter occurs?
Yeah, you're about 7 hours out of town.
Okay, so do I have a sense that I'm going to, shapeshift back at an inopportune time?
No, you know you're getting pretty close.
But I don't know exactly
Oh, I
when.
like it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll start to feel the tingles a few minutes before,
All right, well, can you let me know if I start to feel the tingles?
No, I haven't. I don't have a map on for this particular encounter. I'm just using the artwork for now, Semrith.
Okay, yeah, please let me know if I start to feel the tingles.
I will, for sure.
All right. Because I'm shuffling impatiently at this point.
I'm thinking it's because you're really hungry, so I want to get some hay for you.
Right. Okay, so if there's no hay, probably some of those vegetables and the salted pork for everybody.
The wine, maybe.
Do we need the wine? I can make.
So, what should we say? One crate of vegetables. How far are you traveling? Where are you traveling to?
Gartland, right?
Well, whereabouts in Gartland?
Around
North Gartland.
The northern parts of Gartland. I see. So, you've got a good 4 or 5 weeks of travel ahead of you then.
Well, we did pack some things, so and we plan on hunting on the way there. And
Oh, I see.
I'm
But
a
for the horses, I mean,
Virus, I can create
obviously,
water.
Until you get to the woods at least, there's a good amount of grass on the open plains and bushes and, ferns. But like I said, if you want to, I'd be willing to sell you perhaps 2 crates of vegetables.
Well, I don't like vegetables that much.
Well, I'm sure your horses do. And with a journey like that, I think you're probably going to be best giving them more than 1 or 2 carrots a day if you expect them to keep that pace and keep you going.
Our horse likes meat.
I see. Well,
He's
perhaps
special.
then some of
He's a
the
meat
cured
horse.
lamb or the
These are
salted
meat
pork.
This is a meat boy.
He also likes wine. They both like to drink wine.
You
Can you give us
feed
a
your
discount?
horses wine.
Well, it was.
It's a
Well.
stable secret I learned when I was a kid.
She did it
I
on
see.
accident one time, and the horse performed better on the road. It was.
Well,
They go for much longer.
I'm willing to sell you whatever it is you want to buy. So 12 bottles to a crate. How many crates do you want, and do you want red or white?
Oh, great. Wait, are you going to put that on your back, Britannica?
No, the horse, obviously.
It's already carrying both me and. It's heavy.
Okay, maybe just one bottle.
One bottle?
Just just for me.
Well, no offense, but it's hardly worth me unpacking and breaking down the load for one bottle. I thought we were going to be dealing in reasonable quantities. We're wasting our time.
We don't have a
Thanks
car.
for the resub. 17 pounds, 6 pence. I've hit the hype.
Take it off.
Guys.
It's unnecessary, Britannica.
Just a little bit to take the edge off after a long day of travel. Don't you think that would be nice?
How about I sell you 2 sacks of grain and some rope? And then you can, tie... you can drape the rope across one of your horses and have the sacks hanging either side like saddlebags. That would probably be better
Like a
for the
pony.
horses.
Are you okay with that?
Horse.
Horsey?
Horse.
Horsey?
Does that sound like a good plan to you, horse?
Nay once or twice for yes.
That's what I do. I go.
Is that a no?
Wait, one nay for no, two nays for yes. Is that 2?
I think it was 2.
Was that one long one or 2?
I think
I think it was a yes. He's fine
Yes.
with it.
He's fine
Okay.
with it.
Great.
Thank you, horse. Yes, we'll take that for starters.
No fucking.
Right, well, that's the
from my
horses
back.
taken care of for a while. Now, what about for your good selves?
Some meat?
Well, some salted meats. Obviously, they need
So,
to
a
stay for the trip.
crate of the pork?
How much is a crate of pork going for these days, sir?
Well, here on the roadside, I could be willing to sell you an entire crate for probably 4 gold pieces.
Oh, all right.
Reasonable.
It's a lot of meat. About 30 to 40 pounds of salted meat.
Sure. Sounds like a
Oh
deal.
my god.
The old roadside deal, right? Right, gang?
Right,
Yeah.
we'll call
Our
it
horse has some gold.
4 silver
Right.
a sack for the grain. So 4 gold and 8 silver. Now, about this wine or mead. I've got mead as well. I've got a good golden honey harvest mead. Brew it myself. Put a little bit of, just a little bit of juniper in there. And
Annie, please, can we please? Just a little.
Yeah, because Andy, when you say you make wine, do you make wine or do you make like church
I
wine?
said
You know?
I make water.
She makes water. That's nothing.
Oh, you said you make wine.
I said nothing of the sort.
No, she was just like, I don't need wine. I need what? We have water.
Fine. If it gets too heavy on our poor horse's back, you will be carrying it to yourself.
Sure.
right, so
You
A
must
crate
live with this
of-
new burden.
a crate of our finest red wine, white wine, or would you like the mead?
What's everybody feeling? How's the weather?
Mead.
Is it a mead? Is it a mead day?
Well, I mean, the mead is
Mead
it's very
so.
delicious.
I think we got a need.
Okay, let's do the mead.
We got a need for mead.
We got a
I
need for
feel the
mead.
need for mead.
Ow!
That should be a slogan somewhere. I feel
Love
almost
it.
certain.
A quote from a movie.
Fair enough. Well, 12
Fine.
bottles of mead. Let's see. So, all right. So we're looking at 16 gold and 8 silver total then.
Yes. Just
Sure,
get the money
I'm
from,
gonna-
get the money from the horse.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm going
the
to reach
horse.
into the horse's mane and feel around for where all horses keep their money is in their mane,
That's
by
not
the way.
a thing.
Oh, I thought it was the tail.
Yep, all my shit
Because
is
all of his
with me.
talking about-
all of his stuff transforms with him. So
Right.
the
but
only way he
Take
can
the
use the
knife
money
out,
is for
open-
him to
open him up.
untransform.
Okay, but he's got a little pocket somewhere. That
yeah,
he can just,
in
like,
the mane is where horses
Oh,
keep
in-
their loose money.
in the haunch. Maybe in the haunch.
Could be. Do I need to scalp the mane to get to the money? Is that how that
Gotta
works?
shake it out.
Roll incision in the abdomen. It should fall out.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, to the
An
money
X
organ
shape
there.
should make it fall right out.
I'll hand over the money. I have it.
Okay, you can get it back from him
I
later.
have some. Well, and plus,
Alright.
plus I got it from all these like people we just kind of murdered and robbed, so I have a little extra cash on me.
Our blood
Okay.
money.
Actually, you didn't do it. You mean the people that you brought to rightful justice?
Yes, and then took all their belongings.
And didn't share it with us,
You
right?
at least returned all of the named stolen items.
We did.
But
The
nobody
heirlooms we
mentioned anything
returned.
about the cash so much, so
The money's
finders
sorry.
keepers.
I got it.
Okay, no
So
problem.
I'll pay for it because I got a little extra.
All right, so yeah, you've got 2 sacks with some twine tied between them that you can just drape over the rear end of an Alekma. And then you've got
He likes it.
1 large wooden crate full of salted pork and another large wooden crate stuffed with straw and a dozen bottles of finest mead.
I'm holding it, just like I
Putting
got
it
it.
on the horse, tucked under.
In between me and Annie, just.
All
I got
right.
it.
Well,
It's
if
fine.
if that concludes your business, then after that they'll give you the nod, good day, and travel off down the road, continuing towards Riverbreed. Hopefully, they'll make it by nightfall. And no sooner that they're kind of just veering out of sight, Alekma is suddenly kind of twitching his leg and he's starting to fidget quite a bit.
Get control of your horse, Cyrano.
Well, ho
As he's
there, ho
starting to
there.
feel the weird tingles going through his
I'm
horsey
gonna
features.
I'm gonna rear back and chuck him.
Oh!
Just gonna suddenly do the whole
Yep.
and try to dump him off.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, he holds the crate of meat.
I'm assuming you don't want to be dumped off, Cyrano.
Yeah, I already have my character
Give me
sheet up ready
give
to
me
roll
a riding
something.
skill roll then.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this, Gore. I know I'm not as good of a rider as I am a flipper. Would I be able to, like, not so much ride it, but dismount more safely than
I
trying
would
to...
allow you tumbling to not get. You can either use riding to try to stay on, or I'd allow you to use tumbling to gracefully flip off the back of the horse and not land in a crumpled heap. Yes.
I'm going for a tumble roll here.
All right, let's do it.
That's more what I would do. All right, here we
A
go.
wise choice.
Yes, that's what I thought. Ooh, not
Nice.
there
Nice.
we go.
Nice.
All right, yep. He starts to rear up. As soon as you feel it, you're like, oh, here we go again. And you're able to kind of push yourself back off the horse. And with a little bit of a graceful side twist, you manage to land on the floor in a superhero pose, one hand down on the ground in a crouch.
I'm gonna wild shape back to normal.
All right, okay. As you do so, yep, you are sudden. I mean, now, did you guys put the grain sacks over the back of Alekma, or?
Yeah, the grain sacks fell when I rooted.
Okay,
back.
yeah. So basically,
rolled
there's
off.
2 big sacks of grain laying on the floor, and you were all on the side of the road.
Going, Alekma?
I can't control when I lose my control.
Can you just shape nicely? Do you have to buck and
Incontinence is a
whack all over the
terrible
place?
After what I was listening to and being unable to respond, you get what you,
You did.
deserve.
You win
We
it. You
told
you
you.
need.
1 nay for no, 2 for
I was-
yes.
Super annoyed because the longer you guys went on with that, the more likely they would have seen the transformation, and we would have been in a weird situation.
We would have been fine.
Getting surprised. Look at all
the
this stuff
horse
we
who
have.
likes meat and wine is actually not a horse but a person.
They know what
Yes,
magic is.
we're a traveling magic troupe.
Yeah,
Oh, that's our cover story.
Why not?
I think it's a pretty good idea, actually.
I could learn a couple tricks.
Yeah, I can make wings.
I'm
Come out of
very
my
good at
bag.
sleight of hand.
And you can turn into a tree or a horse.
Yes.
As you
Annie, you can
I can fight with a blindfold on.
make water.
Oh. Do we want to do that? Is that what we want your skill to be?
How do we show off that trick to roadside travelers, Annie?
Uh-huh.
By
Well, I
attacking
could
them?
I could do the sword. I could throw the sword in the air, have it spin around, catch it with the blindfold on.
Is that something you can do?
Kind of want to see
Okay,
that.
maybe not the spin. I could learn the spinny part. I can fight blind pretty well. I just
Well-
never had the opportunity.
In my
Okay.
in my tribe, there was a man named Kreese. He could teach you how to spin it.
I see what you
spin
did
doctor.
there.
All right. Okay. So you guys want to like take a respite here, or?
Yeah, well, if Alekma's all horseyed out, we don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we find someplace off the road
Yeah.
that has any kind of cover, or is it open?
I mean, yeah, you'll probably be in a if you can get like further back off the road, you can find a small crop of bushes and stuff like that. There's some random trees, where a bird has dropped some seeds or stuff, so a small tree has grown here. But I mean, for the most part, it's fairly open. There's no real major amounts of cover, but yeah, you'd be able to like bide your time and find a tree within a few hundred yards of the road.
No, I'll carry the sack of grain over to that spot. You don't just let us sit in the road.
Yeah, you just put them over your shoulders and. Yep. Okay.
Bring my big bucks.
Yep. All right. Yep. And I mean, the man was true to his word. There's a big crate of salted pork, which, it's good to chew on. And it will give you sustenance. You'll probably die of having too much sodium eventually, but that's okay. And a nice big crate of delicious honey juniper mead, of which you're welcome to partake on as well. So, are you going to rest like for a significant amount of time, or just like eat, drink, and then get back on the road for another 7 hours?
So we left at nighttime, traveled for 7-ish hours.
Yeah, it's the early hours of the morning.
Okay.
How are we feeling, everyone? Can we keep going? Do we need to...
You've also got to remember, with
I
your
feel fine.
haste and on Stilo, because Stilo is a magical horse and doesn't really labor as much, you're going at a significant rate. So the distance you covered in 7 hours, compared to the distance that traveling caravan is going to cover in 7 hours, is significant. That's why they were hoping to maybe make it by nightfall.
Of the next day,
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Of that day, right? Look,
Well, I feel fine.
I am okay traveling 14-hour days at this pace. If you space between it, time for me to actually recover.
Space between.
We can't help ourselves, can we, Snugs? It's terrible.
I am not Stilo.
Okay, so how
I am
long do
a
you need?
person.
2 hours? 3?
Well, the other news is that the long stride, that's a spell I can cast. I need to prepare it, which means I need my full...
He has to have a full 8
Yes.
hours. So, 14 and 8, let's do the math. How many hours is that?
Well, Gore, you know I won't.
14 and 8, so that's 22. So he can, if he does that, hypothetically, if you ride for 7 hours, take an hour break, ride for another 7 hours, and then rest a full 8 hours, that gives you time to do whatever you need to do, say prayers, get yourselves situated in the morning, have breakfast, and get off. So, I mean, that's not a terrible...
That's typical cross-country road trip hours, isn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, alrighty. Now, how long he can keep that up for, we will find out. But, like he said, every few days you might just need to travel a little less to allow him to recuperate a bit. But he's a big boy; he can handle it. And Cyrano's not a large fellow, so okay. Well, you can continue on this way then for several more days. Towards the end of the next day, and as it's beginning to get to the end of your second 7-hour stint, you're noticing that the open plains are now starting to give way to some hills and stuff in the distance. Beyond those hills, you can see kind of a fairly thick canopy of trees, indicating that you're heading towards a fairly large forest. Also, not that far away from you, on the right-hand side of the road, periodically as the river naturally winds, you catch glimpses of the river and realize that you're actually kind of running parallel to a fairly large river as well. As you're starting to get close to stopping, you notice something further up the road, however. It is a familiar-looking sight as you see yet another wagon. But it appears to be somewhat heavily lopsided, and there are people kind of gathered around it. I'm going to go ahead and move you up onto this map, and then we'll pull back the whatever. I'm not putting you on the map, your tokens on the map yet, just because, you may not want to approach that close. But yeah, it's a single wagon. It has a single horse attached to it. And as I said, you can see a few people kind of gathered around it. Right now, you're quite a way back, so it's a good way up in the distance.
Might be some trouble ahead. Hear that, Alekma?
I mean, there's plenty of room either side of the wagon. It's still kind of open plains. So, I mean, they're not blocking the road. They're off to the side of the road.
How are they dressed?
Hard to tell from this distance. As I said, you're really just seeing small little specks of people, because I'm telling you this as soon as you see it in the distance. So, I mean, you've got quite a few 100 feet between you and it at this point.
That's the thing I'm going to be really focused on as we get closer, to see how they are dressed.
Okay. All right. So
I'll say we avoid them.
How are you approaching them on your quote-unquote 2 horses?
Let me ask this first. Am I controlling Alekma, or I feel like he would kind of have a mind of his own of where he wants to go?
I am, for the most part, I'm letting you control me.
Really?
Obviously, if you want to go like off-road and I don't see a point,
Saucy.
I'm just gonna ignore you.
Oh, come on! Off-roading's cool.
Oh, we're pretty much traveling on the road this entire time.
What about a cool jump?
Yeah, I took have a cool jump.
Basically, to answer your question.
Yeah, so dressage maybe? Do a little high step?
Yeah.
Looks so great, so
Nugs,
nice.
to answer your question, when we're around people, I let you control me.
So to keep up the ruse.
Yes, if I see people in the distance, I'm going to let you take the lead on what you want me to do.
Okay, so then in this case, since we're far enough away from him, I guess I'm just going to let you kind of do whatever. Take your lead, and I'll look back, or wherever everybody else is, say, hey, what do you guys want to do?
Might need some help.
No, go around. Go around.
They're gonna see us go around. That would be rude.
Yeah, that's very awkward. Like, hi, see ya.
We're busy, and every time we pass some little group on the road, guess what they end up being? A bunch of demons that want to kill us.
That's actually true.
Exactly. So
That definitely has happened in the past, let's be fair.
Yes, numerous
To be
times.
fair.
yeah, like quite a few times to where I kind of floored you're even considering it now.
Listen, once we're in 60 feet, I'll do my detect evil and see what I feel. Okay?
And then if it's evil, it's too
If it's
late
evil,
because we're in 60
Yeah,
feet.
60 feet. They're gonna. What, you want to go like miles around them? They're gonna see us.
I mean, you have got a very
not a bad
open
plan.
area here. So I mean,
Hey, I want you.
Looks so awkward just going.
Just clip-clopping around them like,
Nothing to see
We're
here.
just giving them space.
That's
We'll give them
fine.
plenty of space if that's the case.
Okay, space is the place.
Space is a place for Star Wars. Wrong stream.
Annie, I need you to be Annie on the spot with that evil detect, okay?
I will
Annie on the spot.
ready the action as soon as I'm within.
Okay.
I'm just gonna confirm it's 60.
And if so, we are turning tail.
It is
We're
60
out of
feet.
here.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. 6 feet range. As soon if I give you this look. There we go. This slow
Just-
turn.
Not even an inkling. I don't even want them to have not paid their bills on time. I want purest of heart But we're not going near them. You understand me?
It doesn't detect goodness. It only detects degrees of badness.
It's just a role playing. I don't know how it works.
I know. It's just
talking
I'm
to
finding
her.
it's amusing. It's funny. I love it.
I don't know.
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
This.
Quick is the word, sharp is the action, right, everyone?
So, are you staying on the road, or are you just kind of going to the side of the road, on their side, the other side?
I'm staying on the road. I'm
Okay.
taking Cyrano in.
Don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this.
Once I feel like I'm within 60 feet, I will cast the spell very nonchalant.
Oh, you know what? Let me give Shagget control over this horse real quick.
Woo!
He did say I was in control, but that's fine.
All right. Okay. And we'll stick a... Oh, come on now, roll 20. Don't be naughty. Oh, I have to put both of you guys to the front. Hold on. I'm so sorry for Stilo.
Stilo doesn't need to eat.
No, but he's trapped. He's got you in plate mail and the 60-foot woman on it.
He's happy
Okay.
about it. He
All right,
loves
yeah.
it.
So you guys start coming up as you start getting closer. So to answer Snugs' first question, so one gentleman is dressed in fairly, again, somewhat plain but decent looking clothing, very clean. He's got like a tunic on. Another individual looks like a lot kind of scruffier, and he is actually trying to pry underneath the wagon, because as you've gotten closer now, you can see that the back left wheel is off this thing, and that's why it's tilted down. The only other person here is a much older woman. She has some physical resemblance to the better dressed of the two men. But she is also off, and she is tending to the horse. She's unshackled the horse and has put a big old clump of hay down for it to eat. As you start kind of getting closer, so once you're within 60 feet, she sees you, and immediately she kind of like shuffles over somewhat awkwardly by humping up her skirt and waddling between the cart and the horse. And gets the attention of the younger man, who looks to be somewhat frustrated. And she's pointing down the road in your direction, so he like turns around and looks and sees who it is that's coming on two horses. Annie St. Clair, so you are close enough to do your detect weevils. And there does not appear to be any evil. You do not get a sick feeling in your stomach. They don't appear to be potentially bad people. At least your senses do not tell you that they are.
They're okay. Just in a bit of trouble. I don't feel bad. Remember how bad I felt when we saw those bad guys at that one restaurant?
Okay. Yes.
Dick, I don't feel like that.
What do you feel? Just nothing?
It's fine.
Okay. Well, then we'll just pass right by them, right?
Oh no, it looks
Just
like
say hello and
looks like
be
a
on our way.
wheel's off. We could just put it on. You're
Looks like
very
they've got
capable and
it.
strong. No, it looks like they're struggling.
Well, maybe they're the kind of people who like to do things for themselves. We don't want to intrude on.
We'll find out.
Hey.
All right. So you start getting a little closer. Once you're close enough that they can get a better look at you guys, this gentleman, seeing that there are two women and a young gentleman riding down the road towards them, he steps to the side of the road, but is very careful not to get in the road and block you. And he goes, I say! You wouldn't be willing to lend a hand, would you? As you can see, there's a... And he kind of points behind him and over to the left. He goes, there was a rather ugly rock that I must admit in my weary travels I didn't see. And we struck it and we've thrown a wheel. My man here is doing his best, but unfortunately he cannot both prop up the cart and place the wheel. There's a shiny gold coin in it for you if you're willing to assist.
Well, my friend here...
we must hurry.
Cyrano.
And he keeps looking behind him towards the hills.
Are you... Why? Are you in a rush to get to Riverbreed?
No, not as such. Yes.
Are you okay, sir? You seem a little frazzled.
You see, since the morn, a pack of rather unpleasant wolves have been following us along the side of the road. They came down from the hills. I've travelled this way many, many times, and they've never bothered to venture down this far. But, if you look, and he kind of beckons you to come a little closer. He's like, if you look...
I can see fine from here.
Again,
go
with
down.
it being dusk, and it is starting to get dark, if you do not have any kind of exceptional vision, you are not going to see what he's pointing at.
I have low light vision as a horse too, so yes.
Okay.
I see it. What is
All
it?
right. So you do indeed see crouched very low to the ground, moving through the grass here on the plain is probably no more than about 8 to 10 inches tall. But you definitely can see what appears to be a pack of canine creatures moving slowly up on the cart. About 3 of them have kind of started to break their way away from the main group and look like they're actually heading towards the road, potentially to cross it and maybe flank the wagon itself.
Heavens. That is a problem.
Yes, so we figured while we're moving and, we can at least keep a good pace and, but they've kind of gotten a little close now and with us inability to move, I'd rather not have our horse and indeed ourselves consumed by scruffy wolves from the hills. So, again,
Yeah.
shiny gold coin if you wanted to assist.
Well,
No, Annie, no, please.
me and Cyrano will get this rock out of the road, and Britannica will help lift the cart up while you put the wheel on.
Well, we've already passed the rock. We're fine from the rock.
Oh, good. My job's done.
Is that not the rock right there?
Oh,
Well, we
yes,
don't want
but-
someone else hitting the rock.
Oh,
so
well,
we
by all
need to
means,
find
move that
the
if that's
rock.
what you want to do, but I don't need you to do that. But what I really need you to do, really, is to help us lift the cart, you see, and then get the wheel on.
Can we do an insight
And at this
check
point,
on that?
okay, yeah, sure. Give me an
Tell
insight
if
roll.
He is lying about the wrong reasons. Maybe they're the
He's
bad
lying for the
people
wrong
anyway.
reasons.
I mean, well, that
Yes,
was
he is
a
in
terrible way
fact
to say
evading
that.
taxes. You've caught him.
I knew it. I knew it.
Okay, it's not insight. It is.
Sense
Sense motive is in
Right.
3.5, yeah.
Yep. 13.
13. Okay. There is definitely a air of concern and possibly even a level of fear that you're picking up from this guy. Whether it's legit from the wolves or something else, seems legit.
No, we can handle the wolves. We can.
Can I?
Fight
Is there
them.
is there a way I can peek into the cart to see what's in there? Is it like-
You'd have to go up to either the very front or the back.
no vision.
I would go up to the front.
Are you getting off the horse to do it, or are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna get down.
Okay, go ahead.
I got ways out in case something bad happens.
How close are the wolves in the distance to us?
They're moving right now they're kind of stalking towards you. Right now, I mean, they're a few hundred feet still.
Okay.
So I'd make it to the other side of the horse and be like,
Okay, let's take a look here.
like I'm looking at the carriage.
Okay, right. The
Or the
woman
cart.
is kind of, as soon as you do that, she picks up her skirt and shuffles over to kind of, she's not trying to block you from looking in the cart. She's more just watching you to make sure that your hands do not venture into the cart.
Sure. They would. I would just be seeing what was inside.
Okay. Yeah. So you kind of glance in. The front half of it is actually just kind of like laid out with blankets and stuff like that. You can also see a collection of pots and pans and general traveling stuff. At the back end of it are several wooden, large kind of wooden crates, boxes, and several sacks of some. They look like they're containing something. They're fairly bulky and lumpy sacks. It's potentially that they could have some merchants' wares there. Quite honestly, a lot of it looks more like just their own personal stuff.
Okay.
Do you know why the wolves would be chasing you like this for so long?
Well, as I said, we've travelled this way many, many times, and the wolves. I mean, it's well known that there are wolves in the hills, but for the life of me, as I said, I've travelled this road for many years, and the wolves have never ventured down from the hills and stalked us in this way. As I said, they've been following us since morning.
Is there something in your cart that they might be attracted to, or did you steal a wolf item from them or something?
Up?
Perhaps?
No, not at all. I assumed that they were just looking at our rather magnificent horse and thinking what a fine meal it would make for them. All right, by now, the three wolves that were pulling away, they now kind of trot across the road up the northern side, and they're now on the left-hand side.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna hop off and go over to help.
Okay.
Be quick, please. I hope you know what you're doing.
Okay, so the man looks at you, and he is drenched with sweat. And he kind of glances at the merchant with a disgusted look, and he goes, "Do you want to pry or place?"
Me?
Aye. Do you want to lift the cart, or you want to stick the damn wheel on?
I'll lift the cart. You stick it on.
Fair enough. Okay. So he kind of pulls the wheel up onto its side. And he's got a large pry bar there and he's put sort of several logs down, and he's laid the pry bar on it. So he was pushing down on the bar to lift the back of the cart off, and then awkwardly attempting to try to maneuver with the other hand. Quite honestly, if the guy would have helped, they might have been able to do it, but it doesn't seem like the merchant was particularly useful in this department. As you can tell by his disgusted looks as he glances every time he mentions anything of labor at this fellow. Anyone else want to do anything? I suppose those of you at the back are now noticing that these wolves are starting to they've now picked up their pace a little bit and are moving a little faster, and they're starting now to come in from both sides.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna position myself more over here on the right side to kind of watch those wolves on this side coming towards us.
Okay.
Take out my weapon.
All right.
There's Stilo. Still on Stilo.
Hear that, wolf?
I can't control him. I heard him.
He's coming.
Yeah, I can give you Stilo control. 1 second.
Okay.
There you go. You have Stilo control. All right, so yeah, very, very slowly now you're starting to notice, as I said, these wolves are beginning to creep in. Put these over on this side first. Alrighty. Okay. So yeah, there's the kind of two proverbial packs. One wolf pack that has divided itself into two to kind of get a better approach and ambush tactics on the main, their main target being the wagon. Okay. Alekma, do you want to do anything? Can you stay in horse form?
I am going to use my nature feat that I had at the 6th level to cast a spell while in the horse form.
Okay, yep.
And I'm going to cast Call Lightning.
Ooh.
So, for those who are looking at Alekma horse, his eyes crackle a little bit with a little blue as he casts the spell.
Oh, you're like a My Little Pony. I love it.
Jesus Christ. And I'm going to call down a bolt of lightning on this horse right in front of me.
On the horse. Okay, awesome.
No, I mean,
horse
on the
right in
dog.
front of you.
The dog, on the dog, on the wolf.
Roasted horse for all the wolves.
I'm gonna electrocute the horse in front of me. No, the dog.
And
the doggy.
See, well, now you don't have to worry. They're not trying to eat your horse. Or if they are, it's now cooked for them. And all right, well, the weather is fair, so it's only going to do the 3d6.
Okay.
But let's see. So you have with Call Lightning.
Scare them all, though.
Duration is 7 minutes. So yeah.
Yeah, I have 7 bolts I can cast total over those 7 minutes.
Yep, 1 per round for 7 minutes.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So I guess I was about to say you can go ahead and do that first. All right. So you drop. A crackle of lightning comes crashing down. Let's see. And zaps this one for, you said 8 points of damage. Okay, I believe it gets a save throw to try to resist half of that, right?
Yes.
What is your DC?
17 is a reflex saving throw.
And it is a reflex save. All right. And I must confess, I didn't write down what their reflex save was. So I need to do that real quick.
5. Pretty sure.
It's high.
2.
So their reflex save is pretty high.
-6 may even.
It's fine.
Aw.
All right, what's the DC for you?
17. Take that, Wolfie.
Oh, right, okay. So the wolf fails to leap out the way. I mean, it's rather surprised that out of nowhere. Crack of lightning comes down, strikes it. It lets out a loud yelp, and the other two wolves kind of immediately bolt away from the wolf that just got hit. Not so much to get away from the wolf, but more to get away from the crackling of lightning. Okay, with that, Annie, the wolf over here, this one that seems to be at the head of this pack, kind of squints its eyes a little bit, and then rears back and lets out a loud howl. But then it quivers the howl, like. And at that point, all of the remaining wolves break into a bolt and start tearing forward, as if commanded or urged to do so.
Stop.
All right. I think you guys might want to roll some initiatives.
I suppose.
So let's get some rolling. You be rolling.
Oh.
Heyo.
Oh, Annie.
Oh.
I'll just
No, I was getting there.
I beat you!
Natural 20!
I'm so close. Not fair. It's not fair.
Oh, 1.
Natural 20!
All right, 2 nat 20s off the bat. Okay, so Cyrano, you got the first one with a 21. Britannica.
That's why you vote 2, baby.
My token wasn't clicked enough here.
Why you vote 2, baby?
All right, and Alekma is on a 17. All right, so that was
lightning
first
fingers.
significant dice rolls, and
I want to go
bam.
first.
Not doing that.
Did you see how fast that finger's twitching on the
Stop,
trigger?
That's weird.
That's what it takes. That's what it takes for greatness.
That's what it
like
takes
it.
for greatness.
Sorry.
Ugh.
Sorry if you didn't want to commit
All right.
like I
Hey
do.
guys, I got a 20. Do I get a yay too?
Yeah.
I gave you a I gave you got a
Yeah,
there was
woo.
it played 2 natural 20 fanfares.
The meaningless 20.
I didn't
Congratulations.
hear 'em, but it did.
Put a 1 on her face.
Can we do a giveaway just so it makes it feel a little special? Please.
All right, so 1 natural 20 apiece.
There we go.
And yeah, the Snugs
Good
got
idea,
the
John.
first one, so that's going to be these people.
Yes, give the
winning
people.
gold.
Of course.
Jaybird
Give
92,
them.
Dr. Freak Show, Santa Jackson, Kevin Dot, Neo Gambit, Mike the Exile, No Man, Jenk Farmer, all 1 gold because Snugs did not suck at pressing a button.
Look at those max bets they won too.
All right.
Wow.
Real mad. Real mad.
Meal mad.
All right,
Real
let me
mad.
roll for these things.
Shut up.
Meal red.
I'm gonna kill a bunch of wolves.
And I'm putting them where on the initiative tracker? Wow, okay. Alright, well, Cyrano, as the wolves immediately, you hear the howl, and they break and start bolting towards you. So quick as a flash, you get to react. What do you want to do?
Quick as a flash, I'm gonna grab this old lady and try to throw her to the cart.
Throw her into the cart?
Yeah, because she's just some old lady standing out there.
Okay, so she is scared enough and wise enough to understand, so she's not going to struggle and try to stop you. So you're going to spend your round, get in here. She's like, oh, thank you, sir. Oh.
Yes, stay put in here.
Okay, so you're basically helping Granny
Yeah.
up into the cart. Okay, so you're busy doing that. Britannica, so you've got the cart lifted. As he's starting to maneuver the wheel, and suddenly you hear the howl, and you see the pack suddenly just, and they start just charging towards all of you.
Yes.
What you doing?
I am going to drop the cart and yell,
Okay.
"Run, you old man!" And I'm gonna run across here and cut off these wolves on this side.
Okay.
While he
So
gets into the cart
he's
from
like
this side.
just about. He seems like, and right as he's about got the wheel lined up with a spoke, suddenly crash. And he's like, "Oh!" And then, yep. As soon as you yell that, he realizes what's going on. He was so focused on the task, but when he sees it, oh bloody hell! And he runs around the side and jumps up into the back of the wagon. Okay. Wolves. They are going to use their move actions.
Come on, pups.
Where does that one think he's going?
Right? Over for a tasty little horse
And let me
treat,
just
I
check
think.
my distances here.
He thinks he's gonna get a tasty horse treat.
So-
Yeah.
no, that's early, so they can. All right, so yeah, Stilo and Annie, you've got 3. Right, the other one is actually kind of, he's watching what's going on, but he's actually slinking around the side, kind of like almost like he's just flanking the battlefield right now. All right, so let's roll for the wolves that are leaping to attack. Okay. So the first one, we'll do the smallest one first. So we're going to deal with Britannica.
Let me kill the puppy first to get morale up.
Alrighty. Okay, the wolf leaps at you with its open maw, gnashing, but lands short and does not manage to successfully get to grips with you. Go ahead and check the distance here. Yeah, that was about right. Okay, so Cyrano, your two are bolting down towards you, but it doesn't look like you are the target. They are focused firmly on the horses, so they're going to use their full movement to get to attack position with the horse. You will get an attack of opportunity on that one.
Okay.
As it comes charging like past you, and it looks like it's about to leap and try to grab the flank of the horse.
Ooh, okay. Yuck. Well, I missed.
Oh, that's a fumble, isn't it?
A 1.
All right. The results of your fumble: 13, distracted. A momentary distraction causes you to suffer a -4 on your next attack.
I'll never do anything now.
Typical.
Yep, no chance now. That's you done for the rest of the day.
Used up your 20 on nothing.
I used it for the people. I sacrificed my 20.
Okay.
For the good of the community.
So the other 3 wolves are going to attack Stilo, because he is also a delicious-looking horse. And that is really what these things are after. Go ahead and make 3 of these. All right, so the first, second, and third wolf all dive at the big black stallion. And what's Stilo's AC?
14.
All right, so 2 of them completely miss. One of them fumbled, so I'll roll the fumble for the middle wolf. Okay, you've recovered and moved down 1 place. Okay, and the one that got a 14 will succeed as he chomps down and grazes Stilu's left front leg for a mere 3 points of damage. Alekma, what do you want to do?
I'm going to.
He's a bait. Alekma, run away.
No, I'm gonna.
It's kind of hard for him to like shoot shit with lightning. Now everything's engaged over there.
Yeah,
but...
I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna move my 5 feet to try to get my 2 stomp attacks down, because I'm a horse. So I'm gonna go boom. Doesn't deal as much damage as I would like, but it's a thing I can do.
Also, give me a knowledge nature roll, please, because this is something that you would probably notice or pay attention to, being that you are druidic. You're druish.
27.
Okay,
Hey.
these wolves are definitely emancipated. They are skinny, bony, and that's I mean, your best guess is they're starving, which is why they were so bold and brazen to try and attack a large horse being pulled by a wagon, and why they relentlessly pursued it for as long as they did. Go ahead and make your stompy stomp attack.
Yeah, now I kind of feel a little bad. But hey, they're attacking.
This is the one that you've already struck with lightning as well.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Right.
He's already somewhat singed and burned.
Has the meat.
So that's my first attack and my second attack.
Yep. Both of your hooves will come down on this thing as you rear up and club it to death. Or
7
attempt
damage.
For a total of 7? All right, yeah. that first wolf, it like leans back as you rear up and kind of attempts to snap up at you, but both your hooves come down. One cracks it across the back, pushing it to the ground, and the other one lands on its neck, and you hear a gratifying crunch. That wolf is dead.
Okay. I do feel bad, though.
Okay. Annie, you've got 3 snarling wolves snapping all around underneath Stilo's legs and taking pot shots and biting at him. What do you want to do?
I'm going to start with Stilo. First, Stilo will also do a 2 hoof attacks and a bite on the one probably right in the middle.
Okay.
So let me go at 6. Let me go ahead and do those.
He's going to try to bite the wolf.
Yes. So here are the first 2. The hoof attacks got. Okay. And then.
Let me roll his fumble.
Yeah.
So the first hoof will hit. All right. Doesn't matter. You're already at the bottom of the initiative anyway, so it doesn't really affect him. So 1 miss, 1 hit with a hoof.
6 plus 4. So 1 hoof hits for 7 damage.
All right.
And then he goes and tries to do a bite for.
Horse trying to bite wolves. I love it.
1 melee. Yep. He's brave.
They're not exactly good at it, but hey, he hits.
Oh wow. Hey.
Wow.
6 damage.
All right. Same wolf.
Yeah, same wolf. And yeah, so while he's attacking.
All right. So in a really sick fashion, Stilo's first hoof comes cracking down on the top of the wolf's head. It reels from that, shakes its head, and as it jumps up to bite Stilo, your twisted, sick horse catches it by the throat, shakes it like you'd expect a dog to do, and blood goes everywhere, and Stilo basically just ripped the throat out of that wolf with his massive set of chompers.
Oh my goodness.
Damn. Go war horses.
Stilo.
Paladin war horse for the...
sugar cubes later.
Nicer to that ghost horse.
Yeah, horse bites wolf. Of course, it is a very big, ginormous, magical war horse, so...
Yeah. And while it rains back after that attack, I slash twice at the one on the right. And be like, get away,
and then all right, and you're gonna swing down with your scimitar, your curved sword, designed just for fighting off of horses. It's perfect for that. It's almost like a cutlass. Go for it.
Yes. Full attack, yes. Okay. There we go. 1, maybe?
Yep, 1 hit for 7. All right, you slash down and graze the top of the back of one of the wolves. All right,
Top haircut.
top of the next round to you, Cyrano.
Flat
You're up.
top port wolf.
Yeah, I am going to turn to the wolf that's behind me and
See that it is dead.
oh,
laying
that
on
one's
the
dead.
floor.
I'm sorry. I thought it was the other one. I apologize. Then I'm going to take a full attack on this one here.
Okay. All right.
It's not flanked. No additional attack bonus. Full attack. Oh no, wait. I have to do one and then the other. That's right.
And
This
you
one is
actually-
at.
So you
is a
get your
-4.
main attack for Shadow Slice.
That's at a -4.
That's still a hit for 7.
And then this is the other hand. That's how we roll it. I
Yeah.
almost forgot.
Hey!
Heyo, 1 big damage.
And that's
baby.
another hit. And do you get 3 attacks now?
No, I don't.
That's
think I got
next
my
round, isn't it?
Yeah,
next
yeah.
level?
So
Okay.
it's still just a double stab, but I
Yeah.
do it. We roll it this way because it's how the macros are
that's
set.
cool. All right, okay. 8 damage to that wolf. Good couple of grazing cuts and slashes. Wolves and Britannica. So,
Yes.
did you roll an
I went
attack last
before
turn?
them.
No, she didn't.
No, actually, I did not. They only attacked me.
Yeah,
Is it
you
your
should
turn
have got
dropping?
a attack on it. So roll that first. My bad. I did not call for you to make an attack last turn. I should have done. So make your attack for the last turn first.
Another 20.
Oh my god, this wolf is toast.
Natural 20!
That's just the first attack.
You could put the middle macro.
A confirmed quit, so
Chris,
that's 30
Oh, for 2. Okay, sorry.
damage.
I didn't know that.
But yeah, you killed it.
Obliterated.
Yeah,
It's a wolf dust now.
I mean that's over double what hit points it had. So why don't you tell me what happens to the wolf?
I want to chop that wolf in half, right down the middle of it.
Okay, so as it jumped up at you, it snapped at you and attempted to bite, and then you and the axe cleaves right through its head, halfway down through its chest, and the front half of it is flayed open. So that was actually, technically, that was last turn. My apologies for missing you in that. So what do you want to do this turn?
Okay, then I'm going to swing around to Annie and charge this other wolf.
Alright, what's the distance? So let's see. You have got from you to that wolf is closest point's about 37 feet. What is your footed movement? You can make that, right? Because don't you have a movement of 40 on the ground?
50.
50
right?
on the ground. Okay, yeah, so
Yep.
you can make that with a single move, so you can still make an attack.
Doing it. Would that still be the double attack now? So I
No,
can
it's
full-
only a single because you can't make a full attack.
Gotcha.
But
Okay, that's fine. Flank or no?
oh, hang on.
Oh.
You might.
No
be-
Let me rip that wolf.
No, there's no flanking, but you might be able to. Hold on. Double check something here.
So you can go 50 feet.
Yeah, remember she's almost 8 foot tall and she's celestial. No, you can't. So you can still only make a single attack. I was making sure because you've got some weird stuff, but no. So yeah, you basically giant stride over there at angel speed. A 17 will hit and a 15 will kill it. So how do you want to end that one?
Taking that wolf's head right off. Cha!
Okay. Did you take cleave as a feat?
I did. Do I get to? Oh.
You have. See, you've got a two-handed axe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I think. Does that give you? Hang on. I believe you. I think a great axe will allow you. No, it's only 5. So, you are not. It's not in melee range, so you can't cleave it. Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry, it's too far away. It's on the other side of Steelo. But hey, it's dead. You managed to kill that one as well. So, the remaining wolves. So we've got one down here that's going to attempt to bite Cyrano. Because he's now got its attention. Alright, it snaps at you with its fat. Oh, it will actually succeed.
Almost a 1. Yep.
Alright. Its teeth gnash and graze your thigh for 3 points of damage.
Ow!
This dude is going to be... moving his full movement to here. All right. And there's one left here. Okay, this wolf is not actually going to attack Steeler this time. It is going to leap up and try to bite Annie in the leg off the side of the horse. And will not succeed. Okay. Alekma, what do you want to do?
As I see this big one coming, I'm going to do a call lightning on it.
All right. Another crack of lightning.
17 DC reflex save.
We're just killing hungry animals.
I know.
Murderous.
I don't know.
Give him some meat.
11 damage. All right. Okay. Let's see. What's everybody doing? Everyone's pretty engaged right now, so we're not going to worry about that. Okay. It kind of turns its head as and tries to bite at the lightning. It's going to attempt, obviously, to do its best to leap out of the way. DC, you said it's 17.
Yeah. So okay. So.
And it will succeed. So it's actually only going to take 6. So it kind of attempts to leap out the way, but some of the lightning still brushes down its sides and singes its fur. All right, Annie. So you've got one Wolof left. You and Steelo.
Yep, I'm gonna. Steelo's gonna attack with both hooves.
Another double
10,
attack.
19.
One hoof will find its target.
Yeah. I'm not gonna bother with the bite. While he does the attack, I prepare my Serenity's Fury and attack.
All right, go for it.
Do my full attack. Swipe at it. Please get out of here. 20.
Jesus! What the?
Natural 20!
All right. Okay, so 19 and 9. Yeah, that wolf is toast. How are you taking it out? You hit it twice. I mean, the first hit is enough to kill it.
Oh, just a nice haircut, but it was deadly.
A nice deadly haircut.
A deadly haircut.
Why not? All right, so everybody's managed to roll a 20. Yay, everybody. Oh, except Shaggy, you haven't. Okay. He's saving his.
Look at his little pout, because he's a horse.
Oh, right. Horse is a horse.
Stop rubbing it in, Samaref. Jesus.
Horses can't crit.
I know that you will be
If they're chomping on a bit, they can't crit.
That's
Man,
right.
this fight is easy for them. 'Cause,
Oh.
hey, Llama, this fight is easy for a level 7 party. Period. Or is it?
Yeah, wait till they all become deep.
No. Okay, all the other wolves are dead. So the noble, he is under the cart. He crawled underneath it, like because it's tilted down. He's like scrooched underneath and is like
Idiot.
crouched down underneath it. Granny is in the cart. Laborer guy is in the back of the cart. Okay, Cyrano, what do you want to do? There are wolves around you are deceased.
Even the one that attacked me?
Nope, that one's still alive, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah, then I'm killing that one.
That one is still alive. There's only that. Yours is the last wolf, other than the alpha male that seems to be.
Oh my!
Oh, baby!
Oh, one off.
Oh, it was a 19. That's okay.
They need his damage.
All
Not
right,
a crit,
so
Yeah, it's okay.
5 plus 1 is 6, but that's enough to finish it. It is dead. Stick a couple of blades in it. It's done. How do you want to finish it off with your
Just
two strikes?
2 final little pokes. I was just poking it to death by 1,000 cuts, and so
Death by
finally it just
okay.
wears him down.
1,000 folks.
All right.
Yeah.
Britannica. What do you want to do?
Seeing that other dog wolf down, I'm going to spin around and charge.
Okay, so yeah, you're kind of. This
Okay.
one is like bulldozing as fast as it can towards the cart. You're kind of coming across to intercept it. Meet it midway. And you and it basically are both at 21, so you're going at the same time. So you bring your axe up and starts to swing. As you do so, it kind of side twists and turns and tries to bring its jaws to bear. Roll your attack.
full attack?
Yep. Yes, because you still had to move. So you still only get the one attack. Alright, 16 will hit. It's 8 in retaliation will not. Alright. It already been singed for 6 points of lightning damage. You bring your axe down across its back with what you're sure should be a killing blow. However, what actually happens is you feel the bite, it sinks in. You see, like, the look on the wolf's face as his eyes roll back, and you know it is dead. You have killed the wolf. At that point, let's see, who is facing in this direction? Okay, Alekma, you're the only one that might see this. Actually, and Annie might see it as well. Both Alekma and Annie, give me a spot check, please.
Oh, no. We done pissed off the boss.
Annie's still in the throes of wolf killing.
Oh.
Better.
Okay,
But you can't talk.
Nay.
Right, Alekma, you are aware of a very large owl, like, buzzing that, like, comes down and, like, does a flyby over the battlefield. Like, not close enough to be hit by anything, but, like, and does a swoop, like it's monitoring what's happening, paying attention to it. Okay, at this point, so you go ahead and slap this wolf as the axe digs down. As I said, you feel the resistance. The axe sinks down into it. Its head looks like it's about to come off. And then the axe slips through it and goes crashing to the floor. And in place of the wolf that you were hitting is this... It's almost like partially made of mist and shadows. There is a bright yellow set of burning eyes. Its ribs are like poking out, but they're almost like laced with little flicks of white flame. And it has a long, strange, slathering tongue. Where its tail was, you can just see mist is like just flicking around as if it's like transition. So it's there, but it's sort of only partially there. It's like corporeal. But whatever it was that you did, the wolf aspect of it is definitely... I mean, you felt that thing dig in, and you know that it was killed, and then after that, this strange transformation has occurred. Alekma, that just happened. You see the owl. You glance up in your horsey form. You see the owl. You glance back down, and you see Britannica smash down into the back of this wolf, almost take its head clean off. And then what happens is it like transforms almost instantly into this weird, twisted, very, very much larger mist-formed wolf shape.
Okay, I'm going to scare the bejesus out of these villagers, people, and use my standard action to transform back into me.
Okay. Well, the good news is they're all actually hiding and undercover, so they're probably not going to actually notice that. Plus, you have a large horse between you and them.
I can't attack right now, but I'm going to prep my obsidian's flight and reach for one of the feathers. And keep my eye on the owl as it's flying, I assume, away.
It is circling over the battlefield, like at a distance, but it is literally watching what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm going to prepare to throw my next turn, my obsidian's flight at it.
Okay.
This is a standard action to transform, so I can't do it right now.
Okie dokie. Annie, what do you want to do?
Well, I didn't see any of that.
You didn't see the owl thing, but you probably heard... I don't know. I mean, when this happened, would Britannica have let out any kind of exclamation? You know, like a, me, or something? I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely would be screaming, it's a demon wolf. It's a demon wolf. Everyone look, it's a demon wolf.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna spin around slowly and do this. And then I am going to do a I'm like, really kind of confused. I'm gonna try to do a drive-by swipe and turn around.
Okay, in that case, give me a riding skill check.
Okay.
So basically, you're going to gallop by. That will count as a charge attack, giving you a +2 to hit.
Okay. Right. Okay. 13.
13, yep, that's fine. Okay. So yeah, you basically, and then take a swipe at it as you go through. So yeah, you get a +2 on that to whack it.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
All right. Even though it is all misty and corporeal, Serenity's Fury digs into that creature deep, and you do 11 points of damage. It doesn't yelp. It kind of like just turns, looks at you with an evil look, and goes,
Watch your tail!
okay.
I'm probably pretty freaked out, not laughing.
Cyrano.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn when I hear Britannica yell that.
You hear the owl let out a loud screech.
Oh.
And then it continues to kind of circle around the battlefield.
Okay.
And it basically seems to have lined up a flight path heading down towards the wolf and Britannica, and it's kind of swooped its wings back, and it looks like it's actually like dive bombing in towards their location.
Have we seen this owl before?
The fact that you asked me that question, I will allow you a intelligence roll.
Okay, because
isn't that the owl from Tristan or whatever?
It's the owl, dude.
Give me, you can give me an intelligence roll as well, or you can make that assumption. That's your choices.
Well, I'll roll just to roll, but I kind of already have my assumption, so here's my roll. Ooh, 16. Okay.
What's your intelligence?
It's just a regular owl.
It's 14. It's a +2 modifier.
Okay.
And I rolled a 16.
There is definitely something familiar about this owl. It does look a little bit too human-y.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It has a hat, a wizard hat.
Yeah. It has hands on the ends of its wings, which is terrifying. A terrifying thought.
It's got a little pouch it's got a little pouch of cave mushrooms by it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, and shake it off and dip underneath this horse and come over here to help Britannica with fighting this guy.
All right. So you run over and make an attack.
Yes.
You will get flanking.
Okay. Flank, yes.
Harry
Just
Hooter.
the one attack with my boy.
That's a hit, though, I believe.
Ooh, nice.
14. Actually, that is not.
Oh, come on.
Sorry, dude.
God, my attacks suck.
Did you put in the flanking?
Yes, I did, didn't I?
Look.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah, you did. Nope.
Yeah, I did.
Missed the mark, buddy. All right, Britannica.
But he doesn't know I'm there, so that's good.
You and it get to make your attacks this turn.
Very angry that this wolf is not dead, so I'm going to hack wildly.
Swings wildly.
With a flank?
Yeah.
You will get a flank, yeah.
Yay!
Because you do have a threatening Cyrano on the other side.
Woo!
And you can make a full attack this time because you're not having to move.
Did it go?
It did not go.
I hit all the buttons.
Give it a second. I noticed it's been a little laggy. It might.
There it goes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'd say a 33 is a hit.
You didn't roll the second
one?
That's just the one?
Should have done both.
Did she hit the full attack macro?
I did hit the second on here.
Did you say yes on full attack?
Oh, I don't know if I did that.
Oh, you fool!
Well, I just click really quick through everything else.
You can
guys.
Do a quick click.
Another attack, just a regular attack, but -5 to hit because it's
so just do another normal attack, and we'll just deduct 5 from it.
5?
Yeah, because
Just put a -5, because that'll
In
cancel
addition-
out your plus, your minus.
Yes, an additional attack bonus do -5.
Yeah. Okay.
You got it. You got it.
Ooh.
Shit.
Wow.
And that's a hit for
Ah,
23.
Jesus,
Nice.
your rolls are beastly.
Wow.
What?
I wish I could do
47.
damage like that.
Okay. 2
Don't
massive
be a rogue,
axes.
Very angry.
However, you're not done, because this is an evil outsider. So that means
Oh wait. So I should have Bane added to that.
yeah, because
So +2 to hit, which didn't matter, but 2d6, right?
yeah, because you've got Celestial Radiance, and Celestial Radiance has Bane, which is an extra 2d6 to evil outsiders.
Ooh.
You hit it twice, so it's more than that. Or...
Yeah, what I do? 4d6?
Yeah, 4d6 additional
Oh
damage.
God.
Holy shit.
My character sucks.
Yeah.
Not if it stabs from behind.
I know. I'm just
58. Okay. It's so as you slash into it with the axe, not only does the axe cut and hack into the shimmering mist as if it was solid, but it you hear a loud like a burning sound, and
I'm letting all the evil out.
Yeah,
Evil.
power of Christ compels it.
oh, the evil's coming.
Puncturing the evil spots.
All right.
Medium rare, please.
But this thing is still alive.
Oh,
In retaliation, it opens its mouth to chomp at you, but its whole head pretty much goes almost like a great white shark. Its head its jaws go way beyond the capacity of what a normal canine should be able to do.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
This is Booby Woof.
It's the thing. Oh.
As it tries to chomp down on your arm, holding the axe. An 18.
Not gonna do it.
That not enough?
Nope. I put a little stick in it, and instead it just crumps on that.
All right. So yeah, as it snatched, you managed to pull your arm clear as you kind of sort of, and you can kind of feel the unearthly, almost like a static of unnaturalness, kind of makes the teeny tiny white hairs on your arm stand up. Alrighty, Alekma.
Yeah, so I suspect I know where this owl is from, although I didn't roll an intelligence check, but me remembers
Yeah,
it.
you can make that choice.
But I am still I think I'm gonna realize it a minute too late and still throw the weapon.
You bastard. Okay.
Because in my mind, it dove around when the thing transforms, and now looks like it's dive bombing again. To me, that's no, you're part of this. So I'm gonna throw it and then immediately kind of wince and be like, "Ooh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have." But maybe he's a friend.
All right, and you plucked a feather too, right?
I did pluck a feather, so
You're not missing.
so I'm gonna throw it and be like, "Ooh."
All right. Okay, so he throws the thing, and you hear a boom, and some feathers go, and then you hear a loud like a screech from the owl as it starts to flutter and fall from the sky, and then probably maybe 3 or 4 feet from the ground, it manages to kind of right itself, and do a low-level flight away from the cart.
I snapped the spear back. This is wrenching from him.
And you hear a, "I gave that to you, you bastard!" No, okay, yeah, so maybe he was a good guy, maybe he wasn't, but he just got stung quite significantly for it. Annie.
Habitat.
I'm gonna try to do another drive-by, go in the opposite direction.
Okay,
I'm gonna do my ride check.
another drive-by hacking.
It's kind of fun.
All right, go for it.
I'm gonna get distracted for a second when I hear an owl screech in pain. Like, huh?
Okay, yep. But no problem. You make a perfectly good ride by, so you can count it as a charge. So +2.
All right.
And I'll give you another +2 for flanking, because technically you would be on the other side of Britannica.
Okay.
You can have a +4.
And
Good.
there. Ooh, 10 damage.
For 10 on top of that is enough. Alright, as you swing by, Serenity's Fury smashes into the back side of this thing, the back flank. As it hits it, you see the head spin around as if it wants to snap at it as a reflex, but as it does so, suddenly the thing goes and sprinkles and becomes a black cloud of ash, and it just goes and sinks down and collapses to the ground, leaving nothing but a thin black stain where the creature once was.
I'm immediately gonna run out into the. I'm sorry, owl. Ugh.
What the
The
heck?
owl carried on flying after
Shoot
that.
down an owl while this weird wolf magical beast was trying to kill us?
I thought the owl was like running it,
Running it? You know who that owl is, right?
I realized a little after I threw my weapon and hit it.
Can't you recall your weapon?
Well,
Isn't that the whole point?
Could
Yeah,
you have thrown it and be like, what?
It's not on a string. It's not a yo-yo.
Well, but you can recall it, right? Same thing.
yeah, I was a little too late on that. So I heard him. So I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm shouting out in the skies.
What was that owl's name?
Isn't that like Tristan or
That's
something?
Tristan.
Yeah, Tristan.
Yes.
Tristan? Tristan, who?
Hoot!
Who? Tristan? Who?
Hoot!
While they're
Oh, come
talking,
out.
I'm gonna go and be like, let's get this wheel on. I'm gonna lift up the bed.
Oh, right. The whole reason we were here.
You hear a
Fine.
voice from underneath. Is it safe to come out?
Yes, come out.
Right, okay, he scrabbles out from the other side. Are you all right, Mother? Are you all right? Oh, yes, I'm fine. Oh, thank you. Thank heavens for these kind strangers that came by.
Saved again by the sun-kissed heroes. It was our pleasure.
Sun-kissed heroes.
We do
Right.
take donations if you're
Okay. That's the first time I've
feeling
been
generous.
rescued by some sun-kissed heroes. I do remember we had a run-in with the Capri Sun Bandits one time, but that's a little different. The other
We are
guy
all kissed
kind of
by the sun
clambers
in our
down
own
out
way.
the back, kind of wiping the sweat from his brow, looking at the dead wolves, and well, I'm glad you came along when you did. Now, if you wouldn't mind, perhaps we should
Yes.
get this whale back on, in case any more of them show up.
All a
know.
coincidence that you guys had to experience this right when we showed up.
Oh, my arms are pretty tired after all that wolf killing.
I got
maybe
it.
Maybe some gold. Well, I was just thinking maybe some gold or some food would help,
Gold.
lube them up a little bit.
Some gold would definitely help my lifting powers.
Just get my energy back up if I knew I had
He looks at you and he goes,
financial stability.
You're definitely dropping hints to the wrong man, miss.
We don't need gold, Britannica.
What? Really?
We have a lot of gold.
Right, but the inconvenience. I mean,
Maybe they have something else. More food, more something.
What happened to your other horse? Did it bolt?
yes, it's very
Yes,
unfortunate.
it did.
Oh,
We'll
It's
get
a
him
very
back.
scaredy horse.
I'm sure if ours wasn't chained to the cart, we'd have lost it too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yes,
still
normal
there.
horses would
That's
run.
fine. Black Stallion's still there. Well, I do hope your other horse is going to be okay. I somehow feel a little responsible.
All right, so, I mean, the payment for a horse, I mean...
Jesus fuck.
No, I said a little responsible. I'm not very responsible.
Okay, well, I have...
my comrade here. Maybe you could just give us some information. About,
Well, of course, if there's
sure.
anything I can tell you.
Well, anything about Gartland? Any wizards pass through there? Or
Wizard, you say?
yes. We're looking for one.
What did this wizard look like?
He's got a pointy hat.
Stars and moons.
Sure, it was a witch. Just not a witch you're looking for, is it? Riding a broom? Or did he have a wand? Because that's how you can tell, you know. One has brooms, the other has wands.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure what he looks like. I know his name.
Okay. Don't know many wizards, I'm afraid. If you had a description, I mean, we've definitely passed by several people in these, you know, these last couple of weeks.
Well, he was old, I believe, right?
And he had a pony, right?
Probably
Had a
by
pony?
himself with a
white...
Oh, right. We know
White
that.
pony? Black pony.
It's a
Great
white
album.
brown pony, right? With
Great
spots on
album.
So, an
Left House,
old
White
man
Pony, no?
riding a pony.
Mm-hmm.
it. White and brown.
Don't recall any.
One little
old...
wagon.
Had a wagon?
I think a little cart, right?
Yes.
Oh, a
cart
cart!
and pony.
I did see an elderly man riding on a very small cart. More like a.
Yes,
wasn't really
like a hand cart.
Yes, it wasn't very big at all. It was more like a small chariot, really, I suppose. And he had quite a few men with him, and a woman, I do recall, very attractive woman.
Oh.
Did he look happy with that troop?
Well, he did talk to us, wished us good day, and said that you know, he hoped we had good fortune, and we had up until then, or just now, recently. But yes, how long ago was that we saw him, Mother? Oh, I don't know, probably about a week and a half ago, maybe 2.
That's good. I don't recall him being with people, but he could have just joined a
We
posse on the road.
yes, he was just heading into the woods. They just followed the road, and I suppose they were about a mile or so. No, it was further than that, Mother. I think it was more like 3 or 4. I'm telling you, it was a mile away. About a mile outside the woods. You've never had much sense for distance. Oh, well, a mile-ish, then. We were coming through the roads, through the road that travels through the woods, and they were on their way to the woods. So as I said, it's about, as the cart rides, about 8 or 9 days passed behind us. Of course, on those fine horses that you're travelling on, you'd be going considerably faster than what we were. You haven't seen a caravan by chance, have you? A large merchant caravan?
Yes, we passed that. How long ago now? Are you trying to catch up with them?
Yes, we are. Well, we're heading to Riverbreed. We were supposed to have been part of the caravan, but unfortunately, Mother took sick, and we was a good couple of days getting away. So
Well, they're definitely that way. They seemed in good health, so you better hurry up, catch them.
Well, once we get this wheel on, I suppose we'll be on our way.
Fine.
All right.
Lift it up.
I'll put the wheel on for him.
Okay. Oh, I very much appreciate it, miss. Thank you very much. And he gives it a good tap with a hammer. Puts a clip back in, and drives home a wooden peg. Right then. Come along, Mother. Let's get you back up on the cart. Is there anything else we can do for you to say thank you?
Do you have any?
I mean, if you have...
I was gonna say if
Go
you had
ahead.
any yummy treats, maybe.
Yummy.
Oh, you were gonna ask for wine, weren't you?
I don't have any wine, I'm afraid.
You're not going to let me take gold.
But I
You gotta give me a treat.
did bring a couple of bottles of rum for the, in case it got chilly at night. I suppose I'd more than happily part with one of those.
Your favorite, Britannica.
Great.
A bottle of rum? Yes.
Yes,
Sure.
yes.
Let's see, it's back in here somewhere. Here we are. And he hands you a bottle of rum.
Oh,
Very.
this will do nicely with our salted pork meals every night. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, very well, I suppose. Don't really care much for salted meats myself. We do have some fish.
What do you have?
If you're interested, we do have some fish still. We part with a little fish, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah, a little fish would be great.
Fine. And he hands you a few pickled herrings.
Oh, thanks.
Well, they
Wonderful,
don't
thank
stay
you.
fresh very long, so we find pickling them is more appropriate, and I'd rather eat pickled than salted or dried. So there we go.
Yum.
Well, I hope you catch this wizard friend of yours.
Thank you.
Us too. Be on your way. We'll deal with the wolves and the owl.
Well, there was an owl as well, was there?
The strangest thing.
Not very scared of owls typically. Oh, Snugs has just disappeared. Poof. Oh, and he's back already.
So, last thing. So, he's not heading to the village. He's heading to the town. Like,
What do you mean?
this wizard, you said he was heading towards the forest.
Oh, so, about 3 days up the road is a small village, but we met him on the other side of the village. If you continue, once you reach the village, that's the edge of Gartland, you see? The region, or the province of Gartland starts where the village, when you first get to that village, and about 200 or so miles in any direction from there, north, east, and west, is the
Big place.
region of Gartland.
So,
Okay.
the mayor didn't... Well, we didn't really ask the mayor about that, did we?
He just said north to Gotland.
We didn't ask where in Garland.
I think we could find out. He went there to consult someone that must be known in the area.
Well, the village, as I said, about I suppose for a horse, perhaps a day, on horseback, it's a small village called Dovington. Not much to see or do there, but, friendly enough place.
Is anyone known in Gotland for being a wizard or a man of arcane magics?
Well, Gartland's a very large region. As I said, it's
Does it
a
even
good couple of
stick out,
hundred
like-
miles.
The best. People go
best.
to this man if they really need some arcane magic.
Or a place of power or importance. Maybe historical or
Well, I mean, there is there's
religious.
the
A big
castle
tower.
where Lord Vesticle lives.
Employ a wizard.
Festival.
Lord, Lord what?
Lord Vesticle.
I heard, okay.
Okay. Lord Testicle,
Does
got it?
he employ
Thank
a
you.
wizard to guard the area?
Oh, I don't know. But his lordship governs Gartland, you see?
And is anything in the forest specifically?
I don't know, never wandered into the forest. Typically stick to the trade road.
All right. Well, thank you for everything.
I mean, it
The information.
seems to be fairly safe. Several road wardens travel up and down that road. We passed a couple of them ourselves as we were traveling through. Their presence alone is usually enough to keep things at bay.
Okay.
So back on the road again, huh?
Best of
On the
luck.
road
Check your
again.
wheels every night.
On the road.
Right. Well, we'll be off. Appreciate you for all your help. And at least those wolves are... Well, we won't be having to worry about them trying to catch up with us later on in this evening.
You're welcome.
Well, with that,
That's right. You're welcome.
And,
You're very welcome.
and they trundle off down the road to the south, leaving you all to ponder what you want to do next.
Owl.
After doing your good deed for the day and being nice and kind, and possibly,
Awkward.
harming
Really
something
ruinous.
that you may not have wanted to harm, I don't know. Perhaps it was just a harmless
See
owl.
what I mean?
Owls all look the same anyway, don't they?
Demons. Demons again, Annie.
Well,
Well,
okay, but it was a good thing we did.
Just one.
I mean, that would have been fine for them. We don't need to worry about every demon attacking every human in the whole
But
world.
why-
Well,
was
how
that
about the one
demon-
that's on the road that we're on?
Yeah. Good thing we took care of
I
it.
feel like we could have.
Or else it would have chased
wasted
us
that much
probably till
time.
we did.
Okay, fair. What's this about an owl?
Owl over there.
Okay, so I saw an owl flying towards you and whatever that wolf was,
Uh huh.
and then it changed. The wolf changed. So
Mhm.
I immediately thought, hey, either the owl is someone important or is using the owl to like scan us and keep eyes on us. Then I saw the owl flying back to do like what looks like a dive bomb, like it was flying down to attack you.
Uh-huh.
So I threw the spear to stop it, and then I realized I think I recognized it before, and now Cyrano apparently is correct.
So you attacked our friend owl, Swan Mother Alekma.
Well, we've been attacked so much on the road so far.
By birds? Wait, were we attacked by birds?
We were attacked by like sea hags in the very beginning.
I mean,
Okay.
we've been attacked by a lot of things.
Okay.
So in that split second, I thought it was
Okay, well, where is it?
Possible.
What did it land?
no. It recovered and flew off.
Oh, it's flown off now.
Can you, like, send out a bird apology?
Do you think Tristan's watching over like our entire journey?
Well, if he is, he should be helping us, not just watching over us.
Maybe he was trying to help when he
Right.
dive bombed.
A
Maybe
bird
he was scared
apology.
of what just happened. Perhaps. Can we get him to come back?
How?
Talk to him?
A bird apology was my suggestion, but Alekma scoffed at it. Can you send out, like, a beam of wings, or you want me to fly up there and look for him?
You could
Just
do
be on the
that
lookout for
for an owl.
owl.
Okay, great. Be on owl alert.
God.
No?
No.
Owl be alert.
Yeah, no. You could have just said alert. I think would be fine.
I did, but
Yeah, I think that was good.
I just wanted to keep going and see what else workshop it.
Go ahead. Give it a few more.
That's all I got.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Come on.
Christy is such a hoot.
We'll see who is out there.
Oh my
That
god.
was foul.
Those are too easy.
Okay.
Mine was a double pun. Foul.
So yeah, based on what they're telling you, the little village is about a full day on horseback to get to, and then based on their time frame, maybe the woods and stuff are about another 3 days.
What's going on over there?
Nothing. I mean, you know who like the owl's most famous magician is, right?
So
Oh,
What?
boo.
Houdini.
That doesn't even fit with the story, you dummy.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter. Anyways, Gora,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
well,
continue.
we are off to find a wizard, Houdini.
Yes, maybe it's Houdini.
All right, we are going to continue on.
Yes.
Although I'm going to use some of the downtime before I sleep, transforming into an owl and flying around to see if I can see this other owl. Like fly around the perimeter, not go too far. From
Yeah,
the
no.
group.
There is no sign of that owl. After the feathers flew and it screeched, it pretty much doubled down and bugged out of there.
I don't blame it.
Wasn't wasn't lining up to get plucked or hit again with a flying spear. So, okay. So yeah. So the village. You will see the small village. Before you get to the village, however, on the left and right-hand side of the road, you start to realize you're kind of going down into a small valley between hills on both sides, left and right. This is no doubt where the wolves came from, as they described the wolves came down from the hills. Nestled at the base of this little valley is a quaint little farming village. Probably no more than about a dozen or so buildings. It's surrounded by cornfields and a few various other crops. There's a few trees and stuff there. There's a small, very neatly fenced in and obviously deliberately planted apple orchard. Beyond that, though, there doesn't seem to be much about this place. The little wooden sign that is hanging from a post as you get close to it declares the village to be the village of Dovington.
I like that name.
Okay.
Are we going to be passing through, or are we going?
That is your choice. The way the valley sits, I mean, you know, obviously the road goes straight through the center of Dovington, but there is plenty of room to kind of skirt round it and stick to the fields if you want to, and bypass Dovington altogether.
That I don't trust the people we met, but it could have just been any old man, so maybe we don't know exactly where we're going to go in Gotland, so maybe we should ask around about famous wizards and arcane people around here.
Yeah, I'm tired after that fight. I could use a nice place for a rest.
Same.
Okay.
Honestly.
So you guys want to
Fine.
venture down into Dovington?
Yep.
But
All
no
right.
murder mysteries. I mean it.
Well, who knows what's going on in town? We'll find out.
No, I mean it.
We're not getting involved.
Okay, maybe one murder mystery, but that's it. Just the one.
Okay.
Three?
All right. So yeah, once you guys get down into the village itself, as I said, it's a fairly quaint little place. There's no shops. There's no stores. There's like 2 or 3 large grain silos. This place seems to be fairly sufficient. And you notice to the left of the village, kind of just at the base of a couple of the hills, is a fairly large pond. Somebody has carved into the decks of the pond and kind of made some forms of irrigation channels that run through the fields. So they're an accomplished farming community, but they're little more than that. As you kind of glance around for an inn or something of that sort of ilk, you don't see one. However, you do hear quite a bit of commotion and some merriment coming from an old wooden building that's near the center of town. There's a lean-to shed next to it, and there's like a couple of horses in there tied to a bar. And beyond that, your best guess is this might be some kind of drinking hole, but it certainly isn't probably even remotely large enough to yield an actual inn or rooms for the night.
Ooh, maybe we can't stop then. I'm
Well, but-
surprised.
Information, maybe we're talking about, Annie?
Right. Interesting though that people travel 3 weeks between here and Hillumbridge, and there's not like a nice inn. Whatever.
Yeah, they'd make a killing on this road.
Maybe that's something we could talk about in the future.
Maybe there's another town further up?
Could
Yeah, I
be.
mean from here to Riverbreed, like from the village by carts. I mean, yeah, you are talking close to 4 or 5 days. And
Yeah,
there,
maybe they know
you're
of
right.
some
You
place.
didn't pass a single wayfaring inn or anything like that. And this place certainly doesn't seem to have capitalized on that from what you can see.
Oh, well, let's go in and ask about the surroundings, about if he was spotted.
Maybe they have a map for sale.
A map. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in.
Okay. All right, you step into the building. The noise kind of quietens down from the patrons. There's no more than maybe a dozen or so people in here. As I said, it's a fairly old wooden building. You can see various different planks have been nailed up that don't really match the rest of it to do rudimentary rough repairs. There is a simple bar, of which you can see a handful of bottles behind it on a shelf and a couple of big kegs. And that's about it.
No, it's a frat party. Okay.
It's a kegger, yeah. You walk in, and surprisingly, they don't seem to be particularly intimidated, surprised, or alerted the fact that you guys walk in, which wouldn't be overly strange, except for the fact that Alekma is almost 8 foot tall and dark grey and looks very strange, and Britannica is probably one of the biggest women that anyone's ever seen. You know, you've got a person wearing a suit of plate mail, wielding or wearing a huge big cape. So you guys look pretty out of place and strange, but they don't seem to bother. They just smile at you as you walk in. Oh, come on in, take a seat. Would you like a nice ale, would you?
I do that and say yeah.
Sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. He basically goes over and he sloshes some wooden mugs under the tap of the ale and pours out 4 of them, slaps them on the counter. That'll be 8 copper, please.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, hoping to buy a little bit more. Do you guys sell maps of Scotland?
Maps? No, dear, no, not around here, sir. No
shop.
maps.
The visitor center?
Visitor centre? Well, I suppose this is it, really.
This the first village, like, within Gotland borders?
Yes, we're
So,
at the southernmost
don't you
tip
guys
of
have
the regions
maps?
of Gotland.
we just want to get familiar with the area.
Well, what do you want to know?
Well,
I'm gonna slide 2 silver across the table. Nice tip.
Oh, thank you very much. Very kind, sir. Very kind.
We are tracking down a friend of ours.
Right?
His name is Senerind. He's a old chap with a pony and cart, like a chariot.
Quite a few old folk with ponies and carts.
Well, he came through here like 5 days ago. Right, guys? And he had people with him, and one of them was a very attractive lady.
Oh, well, I think I know who you're referring to. Yes, there's about 5 or 6 heavily armed gentlemen with him. And this woman. I don't know if they had, if he come in on a horse and cart. He certainly didn't come into the tavern on a horse and cart. But perhaps he left one. But they stayed at the campsite along with where most people stay on the outskirts. Very well kitted up by the pond.
We didn't see that coming in, did we, Cor?
No, you could see the pond. There was a pond over to the left-hand side next to the base of the hill, but it was a good distance from the village.
Okay. Oh, that's the pond over there, and I'm going to point.
Oh yes,
in
yes.
that direction.
There's some stone circles for lighting campfires in, and if you need any supplies to take down to the campsite, we'll more than happily provide them for you. And there's some wooden lean-tos that we've fashioned for people to shelter under.
And traveling further into Gartland, what's to be expected along the road?
Well, if you're 3 or 4 days travel, if you're you merchants, are we travelling by carts or horses? Or are
Horses.
you on foot?
horse.
A little bit of both, horses and.
Oh well, yes. If you carry on follow the hills, past the hills, you're eventually going to come to a very large forest. But there's a good road cut through the forest and leads all the way through to the other side. Now, if you turn left right as you get to the forest and follow the left road. That's going to take you down probably about another 2 or 3 days. And that'll get you to Lackland. Lackland is a small fishing village. You go through the forest and keep on going. Well, eventually you'll come to our Gartland's only true city. And his lordship, Lord Vestigal, he has a castle that sits on a hillside very close, overlooking the city.
And if you were a well-connected individual who needed something mystical, magical, divine,
Mystery tour.
where would you go in Gartland?
Probably to the city.
No ruins or...
Well, I mean, there's a fair
relics.
share of things like that, but don't know much about them, I'm afraid. But
The city, huh?
what most people say, what we say here in Gartlands, if you don't know where to find it, look in Arrenfell. Arrenfell being the name of the city, of course.
Arrenfell. Well, thank you. That was most
Well, not at
informative.
all. I hope you, this friend of yours, say you're trying to catch up with him.
Yes, we need information from him. Very
No, it
important.
was only a few days ago that they were here. It's not that far. Hopefully, if you make a good speed underneath it, if he is indeed travelling by a small cart, like you did say, and you're on horseback, probably catch him before he makes it to Arrenfell, if you didn't dawdle. If that was where he was going, of course.
One last thing, and then I'll let you go.
Oh, by all means. And as you say that, he's like fondling the 2 silver pieces that you gave him.
You don't seem very. Your reaction to us is not what we're used to in Aldersea. I'll admit.
Well,
given
you don't mean us any harm, do you?
Well, no, but look at her and then me. It's not.
Ah, yes, but we didn't get a nod, you see, so we haven't got to worry.
That's good. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna look at everybody else, kind of like as I fumble with my words.
He's grinning like.
We appreciate the hospitality is what my friend's trying to say, and what I'm trying to say. We're both trying to say we appreciate the hospitality.
So much for the information.
No, not
It really
at all.
does.
And the ale.
Stay
Nice
as
to
long as
find
you
a
want
nice
for
place.
warm, either piss poor warm beer, or ale. We've got a few bottles of wine, but I'll be honest with you, it's not very good. We bought it off of travelling merchants that came down. And
Can't wait.
and other than that, I can provide you some loaves of bread and some hot broth. Take to the campsite, but there's nowhere else for you to really stay other than there, I'm afraid. Don't have any fancy rooms here for available.
I don't think we'll be staying. We need to catch our friend quickly.
Oh, well, perhaps then just have a nice bowl of hot broth, a couple of pints, and be on your way.
No, ramen.
That sounds great. Thank you. We will have that.
Fair enough then.
A bread bowl. I'll take a bread
And
bowl.
ramen.
Instead of Red
apparently.
Bull.
Yeah. A wooden bowl of
And
broth
Red
and a bullion of bread. We can provide you that for sure.
Yes.
Alright, so yeah, they give you large, generous wooden bowls full of hot broth, which does have a few bits of rudimentary vegetables floating in it. But it is steaming and very hot. And then they give you these kind of hand-baked bread rolls that are about yay big and kind of domed and circular. Well, there you go then. And you've more than paid for that with your generous 2 silver pieces that you gave me. So, tuck in, have a nice drink, warm yourselves.
Thank you.
Right? Everybody else is just kind of watching and looking at you, but only kind of a sideways glance. Just no one's studying you or really paying much attention to you. But yeah, all in all, this place is fairly innocuous. However, I will let Annie give me a spot roll.
Woo! Why me? Oh, I'm so lucky.
Because I like to put you on the spot.
Okay. And the roll. I have rolled a 9!
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Alright, in that case, you notice that there is an older gentleman sitting in the far corner. Fairly unremarkable. And you wouldn't have batted him an eyelid, except the only time he seems to lift his head up from his ale. He always seems to glance at you, and whenever you catch eye contact, he's very quick to look away.
Ooh, I'm blushing. I'm gonna try to
Sorry, he ain't got no game.
look over. I'm going to walk over.
Okay.
We're done. I couldn't help. Excuse me, sir.
Alright, he kind of looks up at you and appears to be somewhat rosy-cheeked and a little inebriated.
I couldn't help but notice you were glancing at me. Did you need some assistance from a paladin?
I could have asked you the same. Didn't mean to stare at you. I was more looking at that symbol that you wear.
Oh, my goddess.
Myrus.
Yes, are you a follower?
Not of Myrus, no.
Of who?
But, to be honest now, I don't really follow anybody. In my youth, I had penchants towards the worshippings and rites and rituals of Heronius.
Oh, I see.
It is due to my presence that they didn't seem to be particularly bothered by you. I still retain the ability to sense those that wish to do harm and wicked, and as strangers enter the tavern, I tend to pay little attention to them, just long enough. And if there's a reason that they shouldn't be welcomed, I use a few gestures to let the locals know that they're in the presence of skullduggerous individuals. But I didn't get that from you or any of your friends.
Thank you. You shouldn't. I'm glad we didn't have a disappointing aura.
No, quite. I will say this much. I overheard you're looking for a friend.
Yes.
I hope he Is he, would you describe him as truly a friend, or was that a polite way to indicate that you're tracking this man for other reasons?
I wouldn't call him a friend if I were to redo that previous conversation. He's more of has something we need to trade him for, so
I see.
yes.
Well, I can tell you, he doesn't keep good company.
Oh, did you sense something evil?
A couple of the people in his company reeked. And they reeked far worse of evil than I probably do of booze.
Was it the guards or the woman?
I could not really tell. They all sat together at a close-knit group in the table over there, the large table on the right.
Okay.
He came in
How long
first,
ago?
and I
Okay.
sensed nothing of wickedness from him.
Good.
But then they came in behind him. And as they all come through the door, it was an overwhelming sense of unpleasantness.
Huh. Did he seem to be all there? His eyes, were they glossed over, or was he very cognizant?
Oh, he seems to be in good spirits.
So, like, joyful even?
He seemed somewhat reserved. But they came in and ate, drank, and then they left, and from what I understand, they went and stayed at the campsite outside of town by the pond.
And how many days ago was this?
3 or 4, I suppose.
Ooh. Okay. So perhaps is there like an owner of the campsite down there? Or is it
No,
just
it's
open?
just an area that the kind villagers of Dovington tried to make pleasant for those that pass through. And as you can see, there is no inn or anything. I suppose if somebody had any real wealth, they could construct such a thing.
Right.
But in truth, the villagers here at Dovington don't like visitors very much. So while they try to be hospitable, they tend to try to also make sure that people don't stay longer than is needed. They're simple folk here, just farmers. I find it suits me just fine in my eldering years.
It's honest work.
No,
No.
there's little much to do here except maybe drive off the odd troll or would-be goblins that get a little too venturous and try to steal corn from the farmers' fields. But beyond that, we don't have a whole lot of trouble. Besides, at my age, I couldn't deal with much else.
I see. So all you know is that they went to that campsite. So perhaps someone who's still here maybe knows what they might be off to next.
I don't know. All I can tell you is if they continued up the road, they either went through the woods and on towards Arrenfell, or they took the road to Lakeland to the left. Which it is, I couldn't tell you, but those are the only 2 real ways to go from here.
Well, that is more than enough information that I thought I would get today. So I really appreciate it. Is there anything I can do? Any healing?
Oh, no, everybody, I think,
No?
is... As I said, we're a fairly small and self-sufficient community.
Right. All right. Well, if there's anything you need, here's our card. My name is Annie, by the way.
Annie.
Not that you need to remember it, but you've been very
pleasure.
nice. What's your name?
Once I went by Sir Penderton, but now nobody calls me that. I just go by Charles.
Can I ask, did your god stop responding to you?
He looks at you rather strangely when you say that. He goes, "Why? Why would you ask such a thing?"
A lot of reasons. We've been traveling all over Aldersea, and there seems to be a common problem with some of the religions.
No, I dare say if I had the faith to talk to Heronius, he'd answer.
I see.
I still feel him there on my shoulder. But you're not the first person to ask me those questions.
Did he ask you too?
No. Your friend didn't, but a few months back, some wandering priests and pilgrims came through. They claimed to have lost contact with their church and their deity. They said that they was no longer having their prayers answered. nature worshippers they were. The druidic circle that used to be in the hills, long since abandoned now.
I'm gonna just like side-eye Olekma. Like, yes, that's similar story to what I've heard as well. It's very, very unfortunate.
Something sinister is happening. Something very dark and very sinister.
You feel it too?
I feel it. You should be careful, young Annie. There are strange things afoot here. Strange workings going on. Here are the lands of Aldersea. All over Gartland.
I will, Charles. It was nice chatting with you.
Stay safe, child. Make sure you make good choices in your company you keep.
I try.
And he just kind of nods and takes a sip of his beer.
Okay. Feeling a little funny, I'm going to turn back around to my party. Let's get out of here.
Sure.
Everything okay?
Side.
Okay.
I'm gonna like scarf down the remaining food, leave another silver on the table, and get up to go.
All right. You guys want to pretty much like push on after that? Like, you're not going to go to the campsite and rest up. You just want to like get your horse hooves underneath you and try to play catch up?
Yeah, pretty much whatever Annie wants us to do.
I mean, you're obviously making good grounds catching up on this guy, so...
Yeah, we are.
I mean, fortunately, again, you're traveling almost at a full-on gallop all day, like, for 14 hours, so you really are cutting down the time.
Yeah, I'm going to explain to them the conversation before we head off, and then be on our way, but yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, that brings us right to 10:30, so that's a good little neat and tidy place for us to wrap it up.
Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. When I'm not playing a tree-hugging druid on How Reroll, I'm Shagget. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Shagget, where I stream casually, or on Twitter, if you can figure this out, at @eneb_convos. How's that for laziest outro ever? My ass sass. See you guys.
Jane? Jane, what are you doing? You gotta record your outro. Jane? She's dead.
Hi! Jane's dead, but it's me, Jane the Spooky Ghost. You can follow me on my spooky adventures at Jane on Twitch with a 0. That's it. I'll talk to you guys later when you're dead. Please.
What's up, everyone? It's your boy, the Snuggler. Oh man, is it my 3rd campaign already? If you guys do want to follow me, I'm pretty active on Twitter at MattySweetTweet. And if this didn't scratch your D&D itch, Chris Tassix and I have a new podcast coming out. You can find out more information about that if you go to www.newcritsontheblock.com. Jane put it right there for everyone to see. We hope you guys go and check it out and enjoy it. Until next time.
Hi, friends and fans. It's me, Christy. Okay, that's good. I'm new and scared, like a lost little baby bear cub in the big spooky woods of streaming. But luckily, my mentors Snugs and Jane are here to guide me through with grace and wisdom and beauty and muscles and beauty again, but mostly muscles. Jane said I could promote my art and my D&D podcast. That's all I can say about that, because she also said that hogging the spotlight is selfish, and ugly. So, thanks for everything, Snugs and Jane. This is Crispy, saying sayonara.
Hi there, I'm Gorbad. Welcome to the Orc's Nest. I'm the Dungeon Master here on How We Roll, and if you'd like to follow me personally, you can do so on Twitter @Gorbad. Check out thedmblog.com for all things Dungeon Master and Dungeons & Dragons related. And of course, you can follow me on twitch.tv/Gorbad. Also, guys, don't forget to keep up with all things How We Roll. Follow us on Twitter @HowWeRoll. Check out the website www.howweroll.com, and make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. Cheers, guys.